Welcome to Catalyze, the Connected Leaders Academy virtual conference designed to reshape your vision of transformation. As we navigate the evolving business landscape, our speakers will unveil innovative strategies to manage and initiate change. Prepare to adapt, innovate, and lead, ensuring your role as a catalyst in this transformative era.
Hello, thank you for coming to my presentation today. I hope you have pen and paper, because what I'm going to go over is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, and maybe you don't need it today, but maybe in the future. I'm going to start off with 3 questions. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history, tell you about myself, and then give you examples. So 3 simple questions. Number 1, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren. Number 2, do you want to save taxes year after year, generation after generation? And number 3, do you want to know the secret of the rich? Imagine saving 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures in federal and state taxes every single year. You can use this money to pay off your mortgage, buy a new car, take your family on vacation, give to a charity, or save for retirement. Imagine all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. Think of how much pain and suffering you don't have worry you don't have to deal with, how much money and time you've just saved because all lawsuits are now frivolous. And finally, imagine no one knowing what you own, where you own it, how much you own, or what you do with it. This sounds amazing, doesn't it? Welcome to Save U.S. Taxes Legally. My name is Sally Gimon. I have a free course if you go out to www.sallygimon.com that will have slides and more information, 3 articles from Forbes magazine. My website is thetrustisyou.com. I believe all U.S. business owners, U.S. 1099 income earners, U.S. entrepreneurs, I cannot say that word very well, so that's why I say 1099 income earners, and U.S. Investors need to know this information. It's not taught in school, and it's not very few people know about it. I believe since I found out a solution for me paying too much in capital gains, it is my duty to share this with as many others as possible. And I believe the playing field must be leveled for all sizes of businesses. Amazons of the world get free tax-free property. My brother's brewery does not get that. Now, the Spendthrift Trust is going to save you in 4 very important ways. Please write these down. First one, it's going to save you taxes year after year. It's not like a 1031 exchange where you have to keep renewing that 1031, and then if you don't, you'll have to pay the taxes that time. With this trust, you'll never have to pay the taxes back again. Number 2, it keeps your information completely private. There's a false rumor out there that your LLC, S Corp, or C Corp does that. I can go out to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission of your state and research all LLCs and S Corps. There's a reason why 40% of all LLCs get sued every year. It won't happen with the Spendthrift Trust. Number 3, talking about lawsuits. All lawsuits become frivolous. All your assets are in the Spendthrift Trust. They can sue me, the person, but I'm worth nothing. You can't get blood from a stone. It has saved my clients. I have examples of saving my clients millions of dollars. And number 4, if you're not aware of the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act from the Treasury Department, this is not the IRS, this is the Treasury Department. If you have the Benson Financial Trust, you're exempt from doing that paperwork. Please, if you are a U.S. business owner doing business as an LLC or a corporation, if you don't have the trust, do the paperwork, or else you could be fined $10,000 and or 2 years in jail. Yikes. Could you imagine going to jail with murderers and drug traffickers because you didn't do simple paperwork? That's crazy. So those are the 4 ways the trust will save you money. Again, this is the Spendthrift Trust. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. And it's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times the Supreme Court has favored it. I want to teach as many people about this. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're out there going, how come my CPA hasn't told me this? Why does my financial planner not know this? How come I've never learned this? Great questions. I want to address this. Right now, there are over 1 million attorneys in the United States, and only 4% are trust attorneys. This comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wife's heads, started the Church of England so he could divorce them. Hey, murder a few ladies, so now you can divorce them. Go figure. That's a man's world. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went further back into history to the Magna Carta and said, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of, they had inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. Again, this has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and it is in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Now, our current tax code went into effect back in February of 1913 and was only supposed to be around for a few years. It's now been around for 111 years. Go figure. The super rich families of back in 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we all should be able to save taxes. Now, there's 5 elements to the trust. All 5 elements are super important. The first element is it's irrevocable. This means it goes from generation to generation. The Rockefeller's Spendthrift Trust is called the Office. It's 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number that people use when they have an LLC or an S Corp for their tax purposes. So it's irrevocable. Complex. This means this trust can hold money day to day, week to week, year to year, generation to generation, decades to decades. 97% of the trusts that are sold in the United States currently are what my mom and dad had, and what Susie Orman talks about is a family trust or the living trust. It avoids probate and then it dissolves. I'm not saying that's bad. It's about $1,000 and people feel comfortable with that. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This is the spendthrift trust that super rich people have. If you're making at least $80,000 gross in 1099 income or you're a business owner, you could be saving 4 figures in taxes every single year. So keep listening. So irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Whoever is a trustee or trustees gets to decide who are the beneficiaries and how the money is split on the beneficiaries. They cannot contest this in court. They cannot fight between them. It's again, the titanium vault. You get to decide what happens. One of my clients is making their daughter, they have 4 apartment buildings in Los Angeles. They are making her do 4 random drug tests per month so she can live there rent-free. She actually sued her mom and dad in a court saying that was unconstitutional. The judge is like, honey, either you do the drug test and pass or find a new place to live. This is how solid this trust is. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. Non-grantor makes this trust completely different than what the family trust has. You're going to have someone who is not a beneficiary sign up to be the grantor or the settlor of the trust. They will be the trustee for 5 minutes and then sign themselves away. You will need their social security number. This is not a speed bump. Either myself or somebody from the law firm can do this free of charge for you. I personally used a family friend who had known me since before I was born. He was 87 years old. He gladly did this. I forgot he had arthritis of his hands. He had to sign his name 17 times. Not a good choice on for Sally to do that. So non-grantor makes the trust completely private. And then the 5th element, spendthrift. Again, as I said before, it's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. Now, to tell you about the law firm, it's now called Rosen and Rosen. They are the grandson and great-grandson of Paul Benson. Paul Benson was a Harvard law professor, and 76 years ago, he wrote the Benson Financial Trust. There are 5 different trusts, and I'm going to talk about 2 of them here today. In 76 years, none of his trusts have ever been audited. The law firm is so confident they will give you a certification saying if you're questioned by the IRS, we will defend you free of charge. One trust was examined in 2018. A senior IRS agent went down to Houston, spent 5 hours looking over everything. After 5 hours, he comes out of the boardroom and he says, "This trust is legal. I have nothing to say." So this is what a fantastic titanium vault this is. Paul Benson's grandson and great grandson now run the firm. There are 4 trust attorneys that are there to help. I am the go-between to tell to people about this, and then I will introduce you to the law firm. You pay for the trust once, and then it goes from generation to generation. Now, since we're going to be spending some time together, I would like to tell you a little bit about my history and why I'm so passionate about this. True story, October 2018 was a watershed month for me. 3 major things happened. I was living in Phoenix, Arizona. I was a Medicare broker, and my oldest nephew was getting married in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 28th, 2018. If you don't know about Medicare, open enrollments from October 7th to December 5th. I had time saved up, and I requested the Friday before the wedding and the Monday after the wedding to get off so I could go to the wedding and spend time with friends and family who were coming in from all over the world. I was denied. Didn't sit well with Sally. Number 2, my brand new sports car with a moonroof. I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona, and driving home from work, I would open the moonroof, loved it. I was driving on Indian School Road, a major east-west road in Phoenix, to get to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and some bozo ran the red light. Second car through in the green light, he runs the red light, T-bones me on my passenger side. Silly Sally had the paperwork for gap insurance sitting on her kitchen table. I had 4 weeks to fill it out, and I hadn't done it yet. All of a sudden, I was $8,000 upside down on my first car loan, and then I had to get a second car loan. I started eating ramen noodles twice a week like I did in college. I'm an adult. I'm 53 years old. What the heck? This is not how I'm supposed to be living my life. Third thing that happened. I'm in Phoenix. My mom and dad lived in Goodyear, Arizona, 20 miles west of Phoenix. They drove to Charlotte for the wedding. Thursday before the wedding, I get a phone call from my dad saying my mom's in the emergency room. They're not sure what's happening. My mom ended up having septic of the blood or blood poisoning. She was on a ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. My parents stayed in the Charlotte area for 9 months. Once a week, I'm going out to their house to do their mail. First week of October, there's a letter that's 27 pages thick, folded in half. It's my mom's Medicare statement for the first month in the emergency room and on a ventilator. When I opened it up, it said it was $72,000. Thank God, my dad was a retired officer. They had TRICARE for life. Everything was being paid for. I'm standing in my mom and dad's kitchen, and I know I have a mortgage. I have 2 car loans now. I have student loans because I went to graduate school. I have credit card debt. And personally, I have an $8,000 deductible for my health insurance. That car accident in October, I asked everyone who stopped to help me, don't call an ambulance. I can't afford it. That's crazy. Right then and there in my mom and dad's kitchen, I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting back in August of 2018. And I said, "Hey, Glenn, I can't go because it's open enrollment." Glenn picks up the phone in December, and I say to him, "I need to change my life." He's like, "Sally, next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck. Get a $5 gift and come bring some food and come meet my fellow real estate investors." I don't know about y'all. Going to a party where you don't know anybody, a little bit scary. I am so glad I did it. I'm a real estate investor, and I make some great money doing this. So, 2019, still working as a Medicare broker. My mentor, Jay Tannenbaum, teaches me how to do bank-owned properties and how to wholesale them nationwide. I wholesaled 7 properties, and I paid off $184,000 in debt. Woohoo! Sal's a rock star in her real estate group. Everybody wants to know what I'm doing. Well, April 2000, COVID's just started. My CPA calls me and says, "Hey, Sally, I need you to make an appointment with me." That's never good news. I drive out to his office 4:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, park my car, go up to his office, and he says, "Sally, your taxes went from 22% to 24%. You owe the federal government $79,000 in short-term capital gains." Now, I'm a real estate investor. I knew about capital gains. I had $50,000 sitting in my bank account to pay for my capital gains. All of a sudden, I needed $29,000 more to do this. He had paperwork for me to sign to be on a payment plan with the IRS and pay interest rates on this. Kept it together, signed the paperwork, got my parking validated, go down to the parking garage, and literally sat in my new car and cried for 20 minutes. If you know geography, Scottsdale's east of Phoenix. So I'm driving to the sunset back to home with tears just running down my face because the sun's in my eyes. My boyfriend had made me dinner. The two of us sat across from each other, just going, $29,000. Where are we going to get it from? Go to sleep. I what a fantastic book to read, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. My great aunt Kitty in Ireland, my mom's Irish, my great aunt Kitty in Ireland always made a comment, sleep on it, and your idea will come to you. I wake up at 5 o'clock next morning going, I got to research that paper. I read an article about the Rockefeller Spendthrift Trust, and I spent the next 5 months researching the Spendthrift Trust. In September of 2000, I started both my business trust and my beneficial trust, and I also started teaching. I was the first female mastermind in my real estate group. Yay, Sally, teaching those guys how to save money. So let's get into this. The Spendthrift Trust, there are 5 different trusts. The Business Trust for U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners or entrepreneurs, where you will save at least 90% on your federal income taxes, and in 43 states, you will no longer pay state income taxes. Year after year, generation after generation. Give you an example. One of my favorite pizzerias here in the Charlotte area. I love their white pizza. I had taken my friend door knocking in February of 2023. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday afternoon. We were talking, and Roberto asked for my ID, for my business card. I met Roberto and Marianne, his wife, a week later, and they make about $15,000 a month in their pizzerias, 2 locations, and about $180,000 a year. Now, just to give you an idea, there are 7 different layers to taxes, 10% to 37%, 7 different layers. The more money you make, the more money you pay. And then there's state income taxes in North Carolina. They're at 22% filing jointly. There's 4 ways to file your taxes: single, head of household, married jointly, married separately. Single is the most expensive way. For them, making $180,000 a year, they're at 22%. They're going to be saving at least $34,903 every single year. You can pay off your mortgage, buy a new car, take your family on vacation, give to a charity, save for retirement. Oh, no, no, no. Roberto and Marianne opened a 3rd location. And in 2025, they're going to use that $34,000 and open a 4th location. When they retire in 2035, they're going to leave 2 pizzerias to one child, 2 pizzerias to another child. The children will not pay inheritance tax, and they too will save 1099 income. It's an amazing thing. Some other people that I have helped, just to give you an idea. A business coach is saving $58,726. He's in upstate New York. So that's federal taxes and state income taxes. A mechanic in New Jersey is saving $34,469. A woman who has a salon in Los Angeles and a hair school, she's going to save $401,609 a year. She's taking her money and helping gang members who didn't graduate from high school get a career in hairdressing. I think that's a wonderful thing. A Shopify owner who sells earrings, she's going to save $17,338 every single year. She's only 23 years old, and her Shopify store is growing every single month by $1,000 more. She's going to be saving thousands of dollars. A real estate broker is going to save $59,754 a year. This is all with the Business Spendthrift Trust. The Beneficial Trust is for any investor. They will save the following 5 taxes year after year, generation after generation. Capital gains. There's short-term, a year or less, and long-term, a year or more. Again, I'm a wholesaler. I deal with short-term capital gains. That's 10% to 37%. My taxes went from 22% to 24%. I no longer pay those. Capital gains are any profits. If you're selling your business, a husband and wife who sold their restaurant for $3 million, his brothers built the restaurant. Joe and Ann at 15% of the long-term capital gains saved $460,000. At 20%, they saved $600,000, six figures in taxes. Joe is 69. His wife is 67. This is their money for their retirement. It's an amazing thing. The business broker makes a commission for telling them about the Spendthrift Trust. Second tax you'll save, interest income taxes. If you're a passive investor, maybe you're in mutual funds, maybe you're in a REIT, real estate investment trust. If you're doing seller financing, I personally have 12 notes, creative financing. Not to crow, but I just did a seller financing deal yesterday on a tax lien I got for $12,750. They have 2 years. They paid me $20,000. They're going to pay me $1,500 per month. And in 2 years, they'll buy that house for $180,000. Because I have this a beneficial spendthrift trust, I'm going to save $40,140 on that one deal alone. Yay, Sally. So capital gains, interest income, dividend income taxes. If you're in the stock market, if you're doing options trading, futures trading, binary options trading, you'll save dividend income taxes between 10% to 37%. Rental income taxes. If you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, you have 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, multifamily, commercial properties. Maybe you're doing arbitrage, Airbnb arbitrage, or real estate or rental arbitrage. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can do cost averaging. But remember, the Spendthrift Trust keeps your information private. Your LLC does not do that. And then you will also not have to pay any judgments. If the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, they're not coming after you. And then the final tax you'll save is royalty income taxes. So if you are an author, an actor, an actress, maybe you're an artist, if you're NFT world, you'll save all those taxes. My goal is to help as many U.S. business owners, U.S. 1099 income earners, U.S. entrepreneurs, and investors save money. My free course is at www.sallygimon.com. When you go out to there, it's a 24-minute course, sort of like this, but with slides so you can see more information. 3 articles from Forbes magazine that talks about the Spendthrift Trust. Case law for the Spendthrift Trust. It's been in front of the Supreme Court twice. There's all sorts of case law. And a chart. If you're single, making $80,000 a year, it's every 50 states how much you're saving in taxes. 7 states don't have taxes. South Dakota, Nevada, Texas, Florida, and I don't know the others. But again, if you're still going to save at least 4 figures in taxes every single year. I don't want to crow, but since I've had both my business and my beneficial trust since September of 2020, since September of 2000, I have saved 6 figures in taxes. My first property, I bought it with my LLC, and I did 2 simple bill of sales to move it from the LLC to my name, and then from my name to the trust name. Got them both notarized. I'm in Phoenix. This is in North Carolina because my mom's in a hospital in North Carolina. Got them notarized, gave him $10 for consideration. He put it in his notary book. He gave the $10 back to me. I scanned them, sent them to the attorney in Raleigh. The next day, the attorney in Raleigh asked me for the first page of the trust. That first property was from $20,000 up at auction at $50,000 all the way up to $64,000. That first property, I saved $10,368 in short-term capital gains. I've never looked back. I love what I do. I love doing real estate, and I want to help as many other people as possible. Again, my website or my class, www.sallygimon.com. My website, www.thetrustisYou.com. I want to say thank you for everyone who organized this presentation. I love telling people how to do this. I also have an affiliate program to help other people. So if you would like to reach out to me, please do. My affiliate program, when you sign up for it and you refer someone to me, when I get paid by the law firm, I send you $1,000 by Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, or by wire. This is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code, and it's been in front of the Supreme Court. My name is SallyGimon.com. Have a beautiful day and start saving taxes.
Thank you for participating in today's enlightening session of Catalyze. As we transition to our next expert, remember that each strategy and insight is a step toward becoming a transformative leader in your field. Visit ConnectedLeadersAcademy.com to stay engaged and informed. The journey of change is ongoing. Let's move forward together.